Hi again. It's me, your narrator. I have a very special announcement that I'm sure all you Mischief Toys followers will love. If you've ever felt like turning your hand to creating a Mischief Toys figure, now is your chance. It is with the greatest pleasure that I introduce to you Mischief in the Making, a Mischief Toys Patreon. Are you ready to be a maker of mischief? If so, it's time to band together with your fellow devotees, channel your demonic forces, and create a brand new Mischief Toys character. Perhaps a glow-in-the-dark purple skeleton Gastly, or a tastefully blood-spattered Mortem. The choice is yours to make. This figure will be limited to the amount of patrons, and there may even be two variants of the same figure. As an added bonus, the names of Mischief Toys makers will be printed in perpetuity on the inside of the box, thus demonstrating to the world that you have created a Mischief Toys figure. Imagine the fame, the glory. So, are you ready to play your part in Mischief in the Making? Coming in 2025.
We knew it had to be on his terms. Finally, one day, he passed the threshold and joined our family. After his first vet visit, we learned that he had a poor bill of health.
Hi.
He arrived at our back door wounded. I needed to help him. He was skinny, he was frail, and he could use a good meal, and perhaps a good brushing. I reached out to a local nonprofit who helped with his wound care and neutered him. They released him back into our backyard because it was his home. He hissed at us and ran off, and we thought we'd never see him again. But after a few days, he came back. I fed him and I gave him water. After a little while, he started coming closer to me. I was eventually able to pet him and brush him. I gave him treats. I tried to play with him, but he wasn't comfortable enough with me to let go. We called him Fritz because he was on the Fritz when we met him. But don't worry, this story gets better. He learned our schedules. He would wait for us to greet him when we got up and say goodnight before we went to bed. He just wanted to be loved, but we knew it had to be on his terms. Finally, one day, he passed the threshold and joined our family. After his first vet visit, we learned that he had a poor bill of health. It was a long road, but we fixed him up. Now he's healthy, he's happy, and he has a family who loves him. And he even plays. A lot. From the rough streets to our bed sheets, Fritz is finally home. We were inspired by him, his trust, his perseverance, his love. So we decided to make Fritz Gastlecast. Proceeds from the sale of Fritz Catsley will go to the organization who helped us in the beginning called Save Cats of Anne Arundel County. They helped bring him back to good health, and we took care of the rest. We are so grateful for them. Fritz Catsley, coming soon.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. We're back from our trip.
We're back, bruh.
We're back. We're back, baby. To be honest with you, I'm a little upset. I wish. I know this sounds weird, but I wish we weren't back because we had such a wonderful time. We went down south to Georgia. We were able to visit our good pal Sammy Whammy. And
Well, he wasn't even supposed to be there.
he wasn't supposed to be there.
He was supposed to be at Fun Days.
We were able to go to Atlanta. We went to the Georgia Aquarium. Highly recommend anybody that can get out there to go. It is wonderful. Had such a great time there. We were invited to a special event that we can't talk about right now, but it includes Mischief toys in a weird way. But we'll talk about that in the future. When we can talk about it, it'll be later this year when the rest of the thing comes out. But yeah, overall, an amazing trip, amazing hotel room.
Yeah.
We visited a town in Georgia called Helen, Georgia, that's set up like Germany, which was insane. Did not expect to see that. Heather figured out, you know, that this place existed and said we should go there before we go home. So we did, and it was wonderful. We had a Patreon call while we were away, which was awesome. Thank you to all of our lovely patrons. You guys are amazing. Appreciate all of you. We had superior luck at Plastic Empire with Sam, where we unboxed a bunch of THRILLJOY stuff. I had so much fun with that I reached out directly to Brian Mariotti to talk to him and let him know that we struck gold. He was very excited for us, and maybe we'll hear from Brian maybe on the channel again very soon, doing another interview before SDCC. That's what we're trying to get on board. We're trying to get another interview on board that I sort of hinted at during the trip, but I did not mention who. It's somebody completely different, and I think you guys are really going to like it. I don't think we can talk about it yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we're not going to talk about it yet.
I'm not certain what's happening.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're still trying to lay that out, make sure it's going to go down. More information to come. Before we get to that, I do want to mention that this upcoming Thursday is going to be our massive at-home Box of Fun unboxing. It's going to be a blast, as it is every year. If you've been a part of these lives, if you've been one of the unboxers, or you've just been a part of the audience to watch us unbox stuff, it's really great. We unbox stuff, we throw things around the room, Heather and I in here. We do trades.
I don't do any of that.
We have a blast. It's one of the things I look forward to with Gastlecast every single year. So if that sounds enticing or appetizing, tune in. It's also a great place for the audience to sort of jump in and do trades as well. So if you want to trade some stuff that you received in your Box of Fun, or you have some other stuff you want to trade for things that are in the Box of Fun currently at the at-home edition, be there during the live and you can inquire and connect and all the things. I believe at this point, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be surpassing 50. But on the cover,
Really?
on the cover photo, I put 50 plus. Yeah, I've counted all the boxes.
Cool.
So we have people who have been emailing us and messaging us and everything else in between. And I just want to thank all of you for those who want to be a part of it. I think it's going to be great. One thing I always look forward to during this time of year is making that connectivity where we're talking to people who are going to be unboxing with us. We have these little group chats that are set up via Facebook Messenger, and I've been chatting with these guys, I don't know, for the last week and a half since the Box of Fun at the event edition started being unboxed and showing, you know, things popping up online. We were heavily engrossed in that. We were posting everything that we could find or anything that was sent to us. We're sharing and showing off all the things in the Box of Fun at the show edition, and then we started doing at the at-home edition. So that chat has been so much fun. Appreciate all the people that are in there. You guys are great. Yeah, so tonight we're going to talk about all the things that I just talked about, and on top of that, we're going to talk about Fritzy Gastlecast, or Heather calls him Catsley.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Catsley. I played a little intro video about Fritzy that we played at Day of Mischief. We used it here, and we've used it on Instagram. It's a video I created because I wanted it to be a touching video, because the story really is touching, and I sort of lived through all of that, you know, watching this cat sort of start off as this feral animal in our backyard, afraid for his life and not really sure what's going to happen next, him having a big gash in his head. It was a lot of drama happening over here, and when he was then picked up, they caught him at our house, Heather caught him at our house. They took him to another place, like kind of across town from us, to get him all fixed up, and while he was there, he ended up getting free, and they couldn't find him. So Heather and I, we weren't sure if we would ever see this cat again. We figured that he was long gone. We would never see him again. We did, at that point, we didn't even name him. We just called him Cowcat, Cowcaint.
Yeah, we call cats caints.
We call them caints, like taint, but it's caint. But we spell it differently though. We spell it K-A-Y-N-T-E.
That's Chris's doing. I don't know why.
Because I'm a weird person, Heather. That's why. I think we all know.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm a weird guy. But he was eventually caught, then dropped off at our house, And then the rest of the story, I'm pretty sure you can kind of put together. But eventually he shows up, Heather fed him and enticed him to come in the house, and he's been our family member ever since. And every once in a while, when I open the back door of our house to go outside to our warehouse, our Mischief Toys warehouse, he will then pop outside. Now, I noticed today he didn't. I left the door open for quite a while and he would not come out. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the weather or if he just wasn't feeling it.
You know what it was?
Probably the fireworks that have been going off.
He has been so freaked out by the fireworks.
Fireworks freaks this cat out. You know, a cat that lived outside for so long, you think that he got used to fireworks, but he is petrified over fireworks or loud noises.
Yeah, he said, fuck them fireworks.
Yeah, he hid all last night. I felt so sorry for him.
Me
oh my
too.
God. But Heather eventually brought him in to our home and joined our family, and then we started this whole idea of, why don't we make a figure? A kitty cat figure.
Well, we did have that idea a long time ago when Violet, our Gallows sister, passed away.
Right.
And we didn't do much with that idea. Like that, I believe we had Noelle working on it, but I think when we decided to have her design a figure, it started out with Fritz.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
If I remember correctly, yeah, I believe so. So Fritz and Gastlecast came to life eventually through, you know, this whole idea of that we love cats, and then of course, you know, Fritz enters our lives, and then we brought this thing to life, and then on top of that, we're making a Catsley of our other cat, Valo.
Yes.
And we have another organization that we want to, you know, give them proceeds from that as well. That's something coming later down the line. If you see the cat in these lives and you see the cat meow when we do the countdown, that's Valo. And we made a figure of him as well. And he looks so different. Like even his face is different. It's not the same as this cat, Catsley.
I took creative freedom on Fritz because that was like, he's my buddy. I mean, he's both of our buddies, but like...
You put in all the hard work.
I fell in love with him first. Can I tell us, it might be a little bit long-winded. Are you okay with that? I'll try to shorten it.
Long-winded?
Ish.
Yeah, I mean, if...
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to put anybody to sleep or anything.
So let me know if it's okay. I have a picture of Fritz with the wound on his head. You know, I shouldn't show that.
You can. I don't think it's that gnarly.
It's gross.
It's not that bad.
I mean, it's dark though.
Yeah, you can barely see it.
Okay.
It's okay. It looks like something out of like a horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a horror film gag.
So, one night, I was grilling, and I heard a really weird meow. And Valo, you hear him on every live video, but he has sort of like a high-pitched meow, and this one was like low, like it was weird, and I was like, what the fuck is that? So I turned around, and this cat that I had seen for like 2 or 3 years, who anytime I actually like psst to him or like tried to get close to him, he would run away, was standing like 10 or 20 feet behind me, and I was like, oh God, like I thought he was gonna attack me or something. Like I didn't know why he was close to me, but he never got close to me. And when I took a closer look, he had a really ugly wound on his head, and that's the wound. So he had actually gone to our front yard, and I gave him some treats.
We still don't know how that happened, right? I mean,
food and water. So the lady who I spoke with thinks that it had to do with him getting into a fight with another male over a female, because it was like prime mating season.
Oh.
Apparently that happens a lot.
Oh, Fritzy was trying to...
Yeah, he was trying
to get himself a little kitten.
Do that.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think you need to do that.
Listen,
it's a little graphic.
He's graphic.
Okay.
So the next day...
I like how there's Fritzy hair on your phone.
Yeah. The next day, I was working in the warehouse, and I think he knew, like, it was okay for him to hang around because I gave him food and water and treats. So he was on our back patio furniture while I was doing things for Mischief Toys in our warehouse. So that's him being all dirty and gross.
And you put the little heart on him.
Yeah.
To hide the wound.
Yeah, and I don't have the unedited picture. But yeah, he was pretty gross. So a couple days later, so I ended up calling my vet and I explained to them, I've never dealt with a wild cat before. And I explained to them like, hey, there's this feral cat who I don't think he's like friendly with humans, but he's wounded and I just want to make sure he's okay. And I don't know enough about like our animal control or anything like that. And I've heard about places like euthanizing cats, especially if like they don't get along with humans. And I was like, I just want to make sure that like he just gets treatment and not, you know,
Put down.
And they were like, well, call animal control. They're not going to do anything like that, but they might have some suggestions. So animal control said, you need to call Save Cats. So I called Save Cats. They didn't answer, but I saw that they had an email address on their website. So I sent an email and within an hour they replied. They brought a trap over, delivered it to our house and sent me a video on how to use it. So 2 days later, I ended up trapping him and I contacted them and took him to a location to pass him off. So there he is trapped. So the plan was to get him neutered because that was most likely the reason for the gash on his head. And they gave him his rabies shot and I think one other vaccine, and they gave an antibiotic shot to help prevent his wound from getting infected. And that's like 2 days later was when he ended up getting loose. I don't know how it happened, but basically I guess the woman who runs a lot of it, she had him in her vehicle as she was going to pick more stray cats up. And like it was sort of on the way from the clinic to our house.
Okay.
So she stopped by a site with other stray cats, picked the traps up, and he somehow escaped. Like right by the clinic, which is like 45 minutes away from our house. And she was like, well, he got loose, and I started crying. I was so upset because all I could think about, you know, I didn't know this cat, but all I could think about was like, he's lived here for like 3 years and he was somewhere far away. He didn't know where food was, water was, shelter, anything. Like he didn't live there, and I was so upset. And like 3 weeks later, I got an email saying that they caught him. And they...
Which was miraculous, because I didn't think we'd ever hear about him again. I thought that was it.
Yeah, I thought that was it too, but apparently it was like he got lost near like a feeding station and they caught him on like trail cams.
Oh.
Like they saw him, so they set traps for him, and finally, like 3 weeks later, he got in the traps.
Took the bait.
Yeah, so then like Chris mentioned earlier, they brought him to our house. He hissed at us. We never thought that we would ever see him again. I thought he was like, fuck you guys.
It was raining out, and I remember they dropped the thing down on the ground. They opened the door, and he come running out, and he was like hissing, and then he like stormed away. And I was like, oh man, he is not happy with us.
Yeah.
Like he is done with us.
Well, I mean, we locked him in a cage. He got his balls taken off, and then he got lost for like 3 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
I'd hate us too.
It was tremendous what he went through.
But then he started coming around, and I started feeding him, and he got more comfortable being near me. And my goal wasn't to like bring him in. My goal was to just be able to walk outside as he's eating and he'd feel like comfortable with me, because I'd want to like just give him food and water and let him know like you're safe here. Like you can come here anytime and I'll feed you and give you water. But we have all these cameras around our house, and anytime he would come by, it would notify me. And I started getting up at like 2, 3, 4 a.m. because that's when he would come by, because it started to get warm out. So I guess he found like a cool place during the day, but like at night he would look for food. And I would hang out with him, and he started to allow me to get closer and closer. And I remember the first time I pet him, I was like he was like, and I was like, but like we sort of like let it happen. But it was really quick because I thought that he was gonna try to claw me to death, but he didn't. Yeah. But I cried, And then I remember
Cried a lot through this thing.
I did. I remember like a week or two later, I pet him for like an extended period of time, and then he started to purr. And I'm like, oh my God, like when's the last time this animal has purred? Like has he ever purred? Like has he ever been like content?
Right.
And eventually he came in our house and we had to take like precautions because, you know, stray cats can have fleas, they can have parasites, all sorts of stuff. So we had to like keep him in a room separate from Valo. And that was another worry we had, was we didn't want to bring another cat in because we thought it would stress Valo out. And I think it did a little bit.
At first it did, but I think he's really calm now. I think he needs a buddy.
I think so too.
Because Valo lost his sister not too long before that. I mean, he was alone for a while, but he really needed a buddy.
Yeah. And so they had met a few times, like first between a screen door, then we let Valo sort of sit on our deck with Fritz, and there was no like hostility or anything. So we were like, okay, this can actually happen. And I remember the first time you pet Fritz, because I think you were holding off because you knew that you would get attached to him if you pet him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You know, it's a lot to bring in another, or like welcome another animal into your home.
Yeah.
And I've done it in the past with some animals, and it just did not work out.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that kind of situation to happen again, especially bringing another cat in with Valo, them not getting along and something bad happening.
Yeah.
Like that was my biggest fear, because Valo's 17 years old. Like I've had him his whole life. I don't want him to feel uncomfortable in his own house.
Yeah.
So I was a little concerned about that.
Yeah, but they ended up like getting along well. We kept them like caged off for a while. So Fritz actually, his first full night in our house was June 30th to July 1st, which is why we decided to announce the figure with the video on July 1st, because that was like his 1-year anniversary with us. And on July 1st, we actually had a vet come to our home, give him like a physical exam, take his blood, give him the shots that Save Cats didn't give him that they thought that he may need. They treated him for fleas just in case, which he didn't have, but you know, just in case there were anything that they couldn't see. And they tested his poop, and like the next day his poop came back positive for like 2 types of parasites, so we had to treat him for that, which extended his time away from Valo. Like they continued to have to stay caged off. And then a few days later we got his blood results back, and that was like traumatizing for me, because we learned that he is FIV positive. And FIV is feline immunodeficiency virus, which is essentially the cat version of HIV. And I didn't know much about it. All I knew was that shelters often have an FIV positive room, and then all the other cats are elsewhere. So it's like they don't let FIV positive cats mix with other cats. But I learned through the vet, after, you know, I stopped sobbing, that it's not a death sentence typically, and they can live normal lives. The only worry, and a big part of why those cats are kept separate, is because it's transmissible, but it's through very deep wounds.
Yes.
So as long as your FIV positive and negative cats get along, there's like a super duper low chance of transmission, which I had no idea about, but it makes sense why shelters would keep them apart, because there's cats coming and going all the time.
Right.
So because Valo and Fritz got along, we decided, you know, this isn't that big of a deal. They really had to like mess each other up if Valo was gonna get it. So we haven't had any issues with him, but if he ever gets sick, that's sort of a risk, because his immune system is compromised. So like if he gets a kitty cat cold, it could be like really bad for him. So I think bringing him in is like the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah. Well, then you found out that he had bad teeth,
Yeah.
And they had to pull out all of his teeth.
Every single one, which
is actually, I think, probably a better thing, because now there is no way he can make a deep wound on Vallow. I mean, he couldn't bite him.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not going to happen.
And when I talked to the dentist about it, I think she could tell that I was crying over the phone. She had called me. Basically, she saw a lot of fractures, broken teeth, missing teeth. And she said, you know, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I'm going to get a closer look when we sedate him and take x-rays and can really open his mouth up and take a look. And, you know, this is like, if we're only going to have to take a couple of teeth, it's this cost. And if we have to take all of them, it's this cost. And it was like a span of like a couple $100. And I was like, okay, and prepared myself for worst case scenario. Well, she called and it was the worst case scenario. She was like, yeah, he has 2 good teeth, but basically in the next year or 2, they would either fall out on their own or have to be taken out. And she was like, they will serve absolutely no purpose for him. So I would advise you to pull them all. And my first question was, well, how's he gonna eat? And she said, Heather, if he's able to eat with his mouth the way that it is now, he's going to thrive. Well, when you pull them all.
Your mouth apparently with no teeth calcifies.
Yeah.
So he's able to crunch stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He eats hard food.
Yeah, so during the whole healing process, I had to like blend his food and everything, but now he eats hard food. Like, you would never know that he has no teeth unless you like see him yawn. Like, it's crazy.
Well, he has a long ass tongue too. A big tongue comes out.
He has a really long tongue.
Looks like a whip. But so yeah. So what I'll say is that when we brought this cat in, you know, we didn't know who he was, and you know, Heather was outside feeding him, and we weren't really sure, is he going to live with us for a long term or not. So we created this divide in our house separating the 2 cats. And what sold me on him is that he was on that other side, and not once did he try to find his way over to the other side. He knew that that was his area, and he wasn't to go out of it. He didn't try no shenanigans. Like, that. He's one cat that isn't like, you know how you have ninja cats where they like disappear, or they're just like complete shitheads, jump up on a table and knock things over. This cat is the most chill cat, and I've had many cats in my lifetime. This is the most chill cat I've ever known. Like, Vallow is very chill, and so was Violet. They were very chill cats.
Yeah.
But they had their moments. Fritz, at this point, has never had a moment. Like, he is, if you could ever meet a perfect cat, I would say that he sort of fits that bill. I mean, he's like the perfect companion animal. And Heather and him, talk about best friends. I've never seen an animal really bond with a person quite like you have bonded with Fritz.
It's weird.
Which is really incredible, because if I'm in bed and Heather's in bed, you know, Fritz will sleep with us. If Heather gets up or moves around, Fritz gets out. Like, he's going with you no matter where you go. Now, in the mornings, if I get up, I'll go into the bathroom, take my shower, and when I come out, he'll follow me downstairs to get a bite to eat or use the bathroom.
That's his routine.
But then he comes back up.
Yeah.
He comes back up with you.
On the weekends, last night and the night before, I have to get up because he knows your routine. Yeah. He's up at 4:30, between 4:30 and 5, and he was like licking me to get me up so that I could open the door so he would go downstairs.
So you can go downstairs. Yep. Yeah, that's his thing. But I mean, he's just a perfect, well-rounded animal, and I'm so happy that we were able to add him to our family. Of course, I was reluctant, but that, you know, reluctance was thrown right out of the window. Now, there was a question, and I think it was from, oh God, somebody asked me, or asked us, if we knew that there was I guess a cartoon cat named Mr. Yeah.
Fritz the Cat's. No.
So it's funny that you should say that, because I vaguely remember. Is it the black cat with the big eyes? Is that
I think
Fritz?
you're thinking of Felix.
Is that Felix? Okay, Felix the cat. Who's
Fritz looks like a gray tabby.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I don't know about that cat. But that's interesting. So no.
It looks like he's a ladies' man. He's with all these like big boobied kitty cats.
So where Fritz comes from is that I just saw him like he was just a broken animal when we found him. And I just said to Heather, he's on the Fritz, right? Because when something's messed up, you say it's on the Fritz. And that's where it all came from. And Heather was like, oh, that's perfect. That's the perfect name. Because we were trying to figure it out.
We were like, when we decided,
What do you
like,
name him Bruce?
I kept saying Bruce because he's like you could tell he's a big cat, but he was skinny from like being hungry. But like his paws are huge. And like his neck is like, he's a strong cat. I've never seen such a muscular kitty cat. And yeah, he's very muscular.
It's all that outdoor living.
All that outdoor living. But you'll notice so we did 2 pins. Can you pull those up and be able to show them while I talk about them in a couple of minutes? Because I'm going to show the figure up close and personal.
Okay, I have no idea where you have to send the
Can I
pictures
send
to.
them to you?
Yeah, just send me as one photo, please.
Okay.
That'll make it easier for me.
So the figure was really made with love. I sent Noel all of his markings, and I sent her a lot of inspiration photos because, you know, I wanted to get it right. So he has his spots, even down to his little, like, little toe beans. Those are his. So he has pink and black toe beans, and I wanted them to be a part of the figure, and they are. Which is really great, and I love it so much.
Fritz the cat is X-rated.
It looks X-rated. There's boobies.
Oh, interesting. I didn't. Yeah. Okay.
Babe, I really don't know where the.
I got it. You do your thing. Just do.
So I'm gonna show you guys Fritzy the cat. So here he is, in case you wanted to see him up close and personal. See, there's his little toe beans, and they mimic his toe beans perfectly. So here's his little cow back, and you'll notice that his face looks very angry. And that's because Fritz, like, I haven't been able to capture very many pictures of him looking this angry, but I swear to you, in person, he looks so unbothered, or so bothered by you, and he looks like just grumpy all the time. And it's so funny because he's the opposite of grumpy. He is like the sweetest little dude. And so I really wanted to make that apparent in this figure. And something Chris and I could not agree on was the face. I really wanted him to look like a true, like, cosplay. So I gave him, like, I guess, like, kitty cat makeup, the greenish yellow contacts, and I wanted him to look like Ghastly, but during Halloween with a really good costume. Like, he just straight up went for it, like a good cosplayer that you'll see who, like, does the contact thing and the makeup and completely transforms their look to look like whatever it is they're being. And that's what I wanted this figure to be. And Chris disagreed. Chris wanted him to look like Ghastly, but in a Fritz suit. But I was like, if we do it like that, then we're gonna have 2 super similar kitty cats, because we wanted to make a Fritz and we wanted to make a Vallow. And I was like, you know, we had Noel make him a couple of ways, and they just looked too similar. And I was like, okay, you're gonna have to let me do my thing, I'll let you do your thing, so that they can be differentiated. So that's the reasoning that I chose sort of like the more cosplayed look, as opposed to like Ghastly.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, there was a comment. Somebody had commented about this. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think what you did was fine. My idea was that it was just Ghastly wearing a Fritz costume, but I like what you did here. I like the eyes. it really just sets up like the look, right?
Yeah.
If somebody were to come to a Halloween party and you got like that store-bought cat costume, and then you got this person who comes in, they want to look straight out of like a horror film with a guy, or not a horror film, just like a film with special effects and a cat costume. That's what this Fritzy Kitsy Ghastly figure is. Mikey said something really sweet, and I'm not reading this out because it's a pat on the back. It's just really sweet that you're saying this, and I want to highlight it because it means a lot. Now, for a channel that gets, we get the hard way to go a lot, and you know, for lots of things that we have said or our opinions or whatever, I don't know, and it's fine because the reason why I care about this channel so much is folks like you guys that are here watching us now, and people like Mikey, because they can really see what we do here at Gastlecast and Mischief Toys, and it means a lot to me to see it and to see and actually be able to read it. But it says you all do so much for the community. You're so creative. You're so funny. You have a great company. You have great content. You donate to Pride. You donate to animal causes. That's why I'm so drawn here. You're all the best.
Aww.
Thank you so much. That is so sweet.
It is.
You know, it means a lot to hear that, and we want to donate to causes that mean something to us and something that we believe in, no matter if we get, you know, mixed reactions or bad feedback. I will say that last year, I think it was last year, might have been the year before, when we announced our Pride stuff, we got a lot of really shitty comments. We got shitty emails, just beat down. Recently with the tariff stuff, we got a lot of really bad reactions from that, which was crazy to me. Sometimes I feel like people can't see the forest through the trees. I mean, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And as far as I'm concerned, it's all about community. It's all about, you know, being there and leaning on each other and loving each other and not having so much hate. And me sitting here behind this table and yelling trash every once in a while, the whole purpose of that is to get people to laugh. It has nothing to do with me being super hateful in any way, shape, or form. I just want to clear that up because we get that a lot. I don't know why. There's some people out there who really do not like us. But thank you, Mikey, for that. That means a lot to me, and I just want to I just appreciate you for doing that. Okay, so we're getting a lot of really great comments. I'm so glad that you guys love this figure. It means a lot to us.
Can I share a picture that I
please,
shared with Noel?
Sure.
Because I wanted his toe beans to be exactly right, so I held his little toes up. So there's his little pink and black cow toes, which are just the cutest things ever. So that's why he has the little
Put it up side by side.
tie-dye.
That way you can see it.
So this one
It's that one.
is his right paw.
Yeah. So you could see. Yep. So, which is great. I like
there's
that.
the other
I
one.
like the attention to detail. You know, obviously you guys don't live with Fritz, and maybe it wouldn't matter to you what color his toe beans are, so to speak. But the fact that we're doing it,
You can't see
you know, we want to go the distance.
I
when we
did,
do stuff.
and I went for speed.
Good. I like that. And that's sort of what Mischief Toys is all about in a nutshell. When we do things, we want to do it right. I think Guar was a prime example of doing it right and killing it, and you know, working together with somebody. I'm just so proud of that, and I'm so proud of this Fritz. And I feel like that, you know, with Guar and Fritz and everything else this year, things to come, we're only reaching these new heights and these new, you know, peaks for Mischief Toys. We're constantly moving our way up. What?
Why is it not?
What? What's
Do you
that?
see that we're blurry?
Oh,
Or am I having a stroke?
what did you do?
I don't know. I held the figure and the phone up.
Hold on.
It's not focusing right. It's weird. It makes me feel like I have my glasses off.
That is really weird. That has
is
never
very
happened
weird.
before.
Can we see the back? Yeah,
Hold
you
on,
can see
I
the back.
Yeah.
maybe.
Hold on. I'm gonna fix our camera thing that's going on here. Hold on. Hang tight, everybody.
There's the back.
Show the figure
There he is.
while you're at it. Okay.
Fritzley does not have a kitty cat butthole, but as you guys saw,
Is that better?
yes,
Okay.
he does have a butthole on one of the. No, it's. it's not.
Did it go back again?
Yeah, this is weird.
Okay. Well, that's
This
not
is
right.
really weird. Why is it like that?
I don't know. All right, hang on, everybody. I don't know what's going on here.
Do you think if I take my glasses off, it'll look clear?
Will that fix it, you're asking?
Yeah.
Can't hear us anymore. All right. Hold on, everybody. Trying to fix this. Let's see. Well, now we're just breaking everything. Heather, you screwed everything up.
I didn't.
What did you do? You broke everything. Hold on, everybody's seeing Elgato, which is our favorite thing to look at. Hold on, everybody. We're gonna get there. Here, while I'm working on this, take a look at that. There you go. Heather, talk about that.
Yeah! Okay, here's the pins, guys. So, the pins are a little bit like... Okay, so the figure, first of all, is 235 pieces. So, because of that, the pins had to be sort of like different numbers. We're doing like a chance at thing again, and I wanted it to be like 50-50, but since it's a 235 piece figure, it can't be. So the butthole pin is 120 pieces, and the Fritzy foot pin is 115. So, I love both of these pins. So remember how I mentioned that Fritz had to get his teeth removed, right? He spent 2 whole weeks in a cone, and the first thing he did, and the only thing he did for like a full 24 hours pretty much, was lick his butthole when he got that cone removed. I'm not exaggerating, I'm not joking, like that is what he needed to do as soon as that cone came off. It was crazy. He couldn't do it for 2 weeks. But the Fritzy foot is what Fritz looks like when he sits. So I don't know what happened to him, but his foot may have been broken previously. I don't think that it was a defect. I think that it had been broken. Our vet basically said, you know, I can't say for certain without x-raying him, but it's definitely different than his other foot. And he thinks that it could have been broken, but it sits off, his left foot sits off to one side. So
Yeah. He's got a weird leg.
he has a weird leg, so
And
I
it
wanted
sticks
to...
out all the time.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah, it always sticks out.
I wanted to show off his little Fritzy foot.
Yeah. But yeah, so this figure will be available on Thursday, Heather.
Yep,
What-
Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern on MischiefToys.com.
Now, there's a really great shirt. Do we want to show the shirt tonight?
No.
Are you sure?
Yep.
You don't want to get a reaction of the
Oh
shirt?
no, I want to drop it on them. They're gonna fall in love.
Okay.
I think they're really gonna love it.
The shirt is really, really great. I think you guys are going to love
It's
that.
very special.
Yeah, the shirt's fantastic. It's really great. I can't wait until we finally show that off.
I can't show it in an appropriate way. So I want to ensure that I can show it perfectly, because right now it's like in pieces.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
No. I'm good with that. I'm fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine with showing it later. I really want to show it. Like I want to see
me
want to see
too.
what they have to say about it.
So let me show you what Fritzy looks like when he's sitting down. Oh, can you take that off?
Sure. Yep, there's the leg.
There's his Fritzy foot. It's
Yep.
always to the side.
Yep.
Always, no matter what.
Yeah.
So I thought that that was important to include in pin form.
Not sure exactly what happened to him, but yeah, he's got a bad leg. It's funny because Timmy Minaj was asking to put him in the pose like in that pin where it's showing his butthole, and like a figure. And I think that's hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
So
but...
I'm not going to say that's off the list because that could happen in the future. I don't want to say never to that. But we do have some really, really great things coming for the rest of this year from Mischief Toys. Mischief in the Making, as we showed. I'm going to share this video one more time. Mischief in the Making. Hang tight, everybody. Watch this.
Hi again. It's me, your narrator. I have a very special announcement that I'm sure all you Mischief Toys followers will love. If you've ever felt like turning your hand to creating a Mischief Toys figure, now is your chance. It is with the greatest pleasure that I introduce to you Mischief in the Making, a Mischief Toys Patreon. Are you ready to be a maker of mischief? If so, it's time to band together with your fellow devotees, channel your demonic forces, and create a brand new Mischief Toys character. Perhaps a glow-in-the-dark purple skeleton Ghastly, or a tastefully blood-spattered Mortem. The choice is yours to make. This figure will be limited to the amount of patrons, and there may even be 2 variants of the same figure. As an added bonus, the names of Mischief Toys makers will be printed in perpetuity on the inside of the box, thus demonstrating to the world that you have created a Mischief Toys figure. Imagine the fame, the glory. So, are you ready to play your part in Mischief in the Making? Coming in 2025.
So that was a promo that we showed during Night of Mischief, if you were there last October. So Mischief in the Making is something that I came up with just sitting around thinking about, like, how would you like to make your very own figure? I mean, that's something that entices me. It's like, well, that would be cool. Like, how do I make my own Mischief Toys figure? How do I make my own whatever figure? And this is an opportunity where, you know, Funko has the pop yourself thing where you can make your little you. This is a way to work together as a group to create a figure for Mischief Toys.
It's a community created figure.
It's a community, yeah, exactly. So this figure, as it says in the promo, you can pick which character you create, and you can pick what color it is. You could pick if it's a monster, if it's a cat. You can say, if you want it to be Ghastly, you could pick all the different variants of Ghastly. You could say Vampire Ghastly, Cat Ghastly, Regular Ghastly, Tiki Ghastly. You could do Mortem. You could do Demonstro. You could pick whatever character you want. Or how about even Uncle Sam Ghastly, as an example. You can pick any of these figures and do whatever you want with them. How about this, Heather? They could even have our brand new character as an option. Malator. Malator could even be an option in this. This would be your opportunity to be a part of it would be poll structured. So you would go in and you would vote in different polls. Not only would you be creating this figure, you would also be creating the box for the figure. So it's an all-in-one deal. On top of that, on the inside of that box, your name will be listed as one of the people a part of making this figure. And who knows, this figure could be a part of something very big in the future. If Mischief Toys happens to start making comic books or getting into the cartoon game, which is something that we have a lot of interest in, maybe that character shows up there. And it doesn't stop here. This is only the first iteration or chapter of this. And we're going to learn from this. This is going to tell us how we can better make this in the future, and there will be different rounds as we go into the future. It's going to be something that, it's not going to be like a normal $50 Mischief Toys figure.
No.
It will be a little bit more expensive. And the reason why is that, one, this figure could be limited to, let's say as an example, there's 100 people that are involved with this figure. That means there will only be 100 of these figures. There's a lot that goes into this. There's creating the artwork at the end. So we're going to take all of those polls. We're going to then hand them to an artist that we're going to allow you to choose. So one of our artists will pitch it to them, whoever you want it to be, in a poll.
I don't know if it'll be whoever you want it to be. It might be chosen by us based off of their workload.
We'll see. But we might have it where it's a selected sort of thing. And then you can go in there, and that artist will take all of those things and create that figure. And, you know, it could be anything. It could be a zombie figure. It could be a bloodied figure. You know, it could be anything.
Yeah.
But it'll be up to you to be the ones that create it. Now, of course, you're not drawing it. You're instead telling us what you want it to be, and then the artist will create it based off of the polls that you selected.
Yeah, and what we'll do is we'll do like periodic updates when we receive like photos and stuff from the manufacturer. We can, you know, keep you guys in the loop of what it looks like and everything. But basically it's going to start out with a poll of which character. So it's Mortem, Demonstro, Gastly, Malator, right? Four characters. And then if Gastly is chosen, the next will be, well, what Gastly will it be? Will it be an original Gastly? Will it be Uncle Gastly? Will it be Kitty Cat Gastly? Etc. And it could be anything. And then maybe we'll do like a color or a theme and then a color, or
Black light, glow in the dark.
yeah, so it'll be, now it will be subject to what can be done within reason. So like glow in the dark is a bit of a trickier thing.
Can you stop doing that?
Sorry. Glow in the dark is a bit of a trickier thing. So it might have some glow in the dark features, or it could be fully glow in the dark. We will talk you guys through all of that. You know, what is and is not able to be done. So yeah, this is going to be really cool.
It's something really different, and I've talked to other people in this industry that we're in, and kind of asked them about it. In fact, I was talking to some during New York Comic Con last year, and their heads were spinning like, what? This is a crazy idea. I never thought of this before. And I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. I feel like it's, I know there's been like HasLab stuff, but I don't know if anything has been done quite to this level where people are voting to kind of see. And it's interesting because you could have 50% or more in the group that are voting for something that's so obnoxious that the end result becomes obnoxious. Like maybe people aren't going to be super serious about this and they just want to make the stupidest looking thing ever, or everybody bands together and says we really need to go in this direction. And so there's going to be a chat option for them.
Yes, so there will be a commenting option.
Yeah.
And this is sort of a test run, so we just beg of you. I'm not asking, I am begging you to go easy on us, because this will be like the first time we're doing this. So, you know, there may be things that we do differently in the future, or maybe it runs so smoothly and it's gonna be just the same from here on out. But things could change year to year. You know, sometimes things might get like a little bit weird or glitchy. But so I have someone very brilliant who has worked on this with us. She is amazing, and she has set up a way for us to keep track of like the poll options and everything. I don't anticipate that going wonky. I'm more so concerned about like maybe the chat feature being weird, because it's like a commenting type thing.
Yeah.
But the, what is it, beta? Is that?
Yeah, beta.
Like the beta version has run very smoothly. So,
awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. I'm
very
glad,
thrilled.
I'm glad we're in a good direction. We wanted to do this a lot sooner. I wanted to do it in January of this year, but due to everything that was going on and drops and ideas and plans, it got slowed down. But I think for good. I think it's a positive thing. And so now, by I believe at the end of this month is our target to drop this.
It'll be late July or early August, depending on how things are.
Yes. So we will have more details coming very soon. Sign up will be available as well. Do we have an idea of a price for this?
No idea of a price yet.
Okay.
Like you had mentioned earlier, it will be a bit pricier because not only is it like an unknown figure, like glow in the dark is more expensive than non-glow in the dark. Metallic's more expensive than non-metallic. Ghastly or Demonstro, obviously more expensive. Mortem or Demonstro, obviously more expensive than Ghastly. Gargoyle Ghastly, much more expensive than all of the above. So there's a lot of factors that go into this, but we want to make it as inexpensive as possible. And obviously, like not obviously, but the lower the piece count is, the more expensive it is. So if it is 100 piece count, that tacks on some price. But if it's maybe like 150 piece count, that might be a little bit more easy to swallow.
If we get a lot of people involved, like more than we think, then we might actually break it into 2 different figures as well. That's another option we were discussing, because we'd like the figure to be super limited, or figures to be super limited. So it might have like a difference between the 2. Maybe one glows this color, one glows that color. I don't know. And that's something that we can then figure out during this process, and you guys will be conversing with us throughout the process.
Yeah.
And there's also possibly going to be like maybe a live sort of connectivity through Google Meet at some point, where we can just meet up and we can discuss where we are, things like that. Again, this is something that we're learning as we go. So expect the unexpected. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but it's something I'm really, really excited about. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So stay tuned. More information about this will be announced within probably the coming weeks. You'll find out a lot more.
Yeah.
I know you explained the design, but with my foggy head, I didn't understand whether the horns are on the cat or the cat on Ghastly. Sorry, I'm not well at the moment. So this figure, it's Ghastly, but he's just wearing a onesie. That's a kitty cat.
Yeah, so his onesie has holes cut out for his horns.
Yes.
Yeah, so these are Ghastly's horns, and he's just in a kitty cat costume.
Yep. And so my original idea was to give him normal Ghastly face, but Heather really wanted to give him more of the Fritzy face.
Yeah, I said no, thank you.
Which is fine too. I think
fine. It's fantastic and beautiful and perfect.
I think either way it works. I like this. I think it looks great. I think it's a great looking design. He looks cool. He looks exactly like Fritzy. I mean, that's what we wanted to. That's what we're trying to create here.
Yeah. Except right now, I think Fritz is sleeping.
So right now, the big thing in the Mischief toy, or the world of Mischief toys, there's a lot of changes that have been going on around on Mischief toys, but all very good changes. And I think that with the good changes comes new opportunities for Mischief toys. We've actually made a complete change to a brand new manufacturer who's going to be working on Mischief toys henceforth. Over the time of us being in Georgia, away on vacation, Heather was waking up in the middle of the night working feverishly with our new manufacturer to transition everything and to get everything on a roll. With that, all of our new stuff for New York Comic Con is in process, and I can tell you that New York Comic Con and Night of Mischief are both going to be super, super epic. And I think you're going to be getting a lot there that is completely unexpected, completely out of the blue. Brand new molds. Night of Mischief is brand new molds. Great stuff. I think you're going to love it. I think you're gonna fall in love with all the things that we're going to be bringing you this year. So New York Comic Con right now, for me at least, cannot come any sooner. I'm really excited. For those who might be asking, hey guys, where's the Pride figure? June's gone. What happened? Well, our stuff, because of this transition that we had gone through, all of our stuff, because of, and then tariffs too, like all these problems sort of entered into existence all once.
Yeah, there were a lot of sleepless nights, lots of tears.
And the question really was, how is Mischief Toys going to continue? Because, you know, everything that we have recently gone through, the transitioning is not easy, especially when it comes down to like literally just me and Heather doing all this. I wouldn't even say me, it's Heather doing all this, is under her care. So her handling all this and sort of like growing extra arms to make sure that all falls into place and everything is working out is really mind-blowing that she's able to figure this whole deal out and get it straight. But the Pride figure will be coming. I started thinking over the weekend, like, do we just wait until next year for the Pride figure?
That's
but
basically what I.
But I'm saying nay, because I still want to make sure that we give back to the organization that we worked with for the last few years. I really think that this figure's great. It's a new mold too, and it's really special. It's a low piece count. We showed it on our just recent Patreon live. If you guys have not joined our Patreon live, I mean our Patreon, not live, our Patreon, go and check out patreon.com/Gastlecast, because we show upcoming Mischief Toys things there, and we discuss everything else in between. It's a really fun time. And I know everybody that was there that night. We had a real blast. I mean, somebody even commented during that call, like, man, this was awesome. This is one of the best calls ever. So I only expect for the calls to, you know, Google Meet calls to get better every single month and in every year that we do it. But yes, we do a Google Meet call every single month with the patrons live, face-to-face. We do giveaways, show you upcoming Mischief Toys, and much more. It's really great. So check it out. Patreon.com/Gastlecast. But yeah, the transition to this new manufacturer was a rough gig, but let me tell you something. Through it all, we really realized that the future of Mischief Toys is big and bright. The capabilities that they have there are really great.
Much better than the last manufacturer. And we did have someone very, very amazing go over and visit the manufacturing facility. And
a big shout out to our good pal for going over there. It's a good friend. They went over, they toured the facility. I mean, they just did it's really crazy. And you know, we're really lucky to have very good friends.
Yeah, we really are. And when they had mentioned a couple of like the things to the owner of this new facility, some things that like didn't go right, for example, the orange gargoyle that we all know. The owner of this new manufacturing facility was basically like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, why would they allow product like that out to a customer?
Yeah.
Basically. I'm sure they didn't say it in that way, but that made me very hopeful that we should have less instances like that. So I'm very, very, very excited. I have seen some of the work that they do, both with our stuff as well as other companies' items, and they do a beautiful job. And I'm so excited to be working with someone new.
Sunken Treasure Tiki Gastly will most likely be in August. I believe that's where we are now, right? August, September?
I don't want to give a timeline on that.
Yeah, so that one got caught up in our transition as well.
Yeah, so that's currently being worked on with the old manufacturer. They look amazing. However, the issue is the old manufacturer is not really prioritizing us, because I think that they're upset that we have moved elsewhere, but that's their fault. They didn't want to, do the things that we asked of them.
Well, hold on. There's one piece of this.
I don't want to get too deep.
No, I'm not getting deep.
It.
But one piece of it is that they were supposed to be like done with a lot of stuff, and we found out that they were like halfway through on things, and we're just like, wait a minute, we were supposed to get this like next month. What do you mean by that? And they're like, well, we have all these parts and pieces, and it's going to take us a little while.
Yep.
So now it's leaving us sort of in this lie in wait sort of deal.
Yeah, and something that we had not made a big deal just because this transition was happening, but we were supposed to have a 4th of July figure, and we might not get that till like October, November timeframe.
Right. So some of this stuff,
a nightmare.
Some of this stuff might wait till next year, but I think that's just okay, because I want to be prepared and ready and do the right thing, drop things at the right time, not overwhelm everybody, because as you know, last year Mischief Toys got wild and crazy after New York Comic Con. I never want to make that mistake again. We want to make sure to cater to the audience or the fan base that we have, and make sure that everybody that's in the fan base isn't getting like overwhelmed, like it's just too much. Like they can't handle all this. And slowly, as we're behind the scenes, we're also growing our fan base, which I think is really great too. And we're seeing a lot of new faces and names. The Guar sale was great. We saw so many new people, and I'm in a Guar group on Facebook, and I'm seeing people post all of their Guar Gastly stuff on there, and I think that's so awesome. So it's exciting. We're in an exciting time right now with Mischief Toys because we're starting to embark on things that we have never embarked on, like licensing, new collaborations that we're sort of in the midst of. Also having this new manufacturer that has these different capabilities that we can play around with. And also it appears that the new manufacturer might be a little bit, their timelines seem a little bit better than what we had before. So maybe we can get things completed a little bit quicker than before. So there's a lot that we're still working and hucking and jiving here. But I think by, I would say at least fall time, we are going to be in such a good place with Mischief Toys. Yeah. And I'm really excited to see where we are by the end of New York Comic Con. And there is one thing that I'm going to say here, and I'm not going to say it again for a long time. Because I think it's going to come up probably around the New York Comic Con time frame. But we're going to have figures that we release.
No, what you're about to say, I'd prefer you not.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun. It's one of those fun things to put out there, I think.
I'd like to wait just a little bit if that's okay.
Are you sure?
I'm positive because I'm getting like a lot of anxiety over like the production timeline and stuff. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
So there's something big that's going to be coming with Mischief Toys very soon that is going to be very exciting. So it's a new factor for Mischief Toys. And I wouldn't say it's a chase sort of thing, but it's something like that, along those lines. I'm not going to get into it too deeply because Heather wants me to wait a little bit, but it's really, really fun and different. And I haven't even come up with a name for it yet, so something that we're still working on. But we're going to come up with a new name to apply on this thing. And it might even become like a new sticker or something that's on the box. But I think that this new step for Mischief Toys is going to bring a lot of excitement and a lot of fun. And it's going to most likely start with New York Comic Con. So right around the time of New York Comic Con, we will be unleashing more news about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more news about it.
We'll definitely release that information prior to New York Comic Con, but things are like really weird right now. So I'm just trying to be a little bit more cautious.
I understand.
I'm not trying to be a buzzkill.
No. Actually, I think it's good that you cut me off because now everybody's like, what the fuck was he about to say?
Well,
what was he about to say? Same thing happened with the interview thing the other day.
Yeah.
I just get excited. I like to talk about all this stuff.
I know you do.
It's so cool. But
I know you do. But like, if the interview doesn't happen,
no,
you've already said it.
No, you're a good governor because you can tell me, hey, whoa.
But then I'm the bad guy.
No, I don't think you're a bad guy.
I'm the piece of shit.
Hey, no, you're not a bad guy. I think it's perfect. I think we complement each other very well in that. So more stuff to come. So again, for New York Comic Con, it's going to be a figure day and a figure online. And another big thing for New York Comic Con, I mean, I know we're just hitting SDCC, but that is not a factor for us because we're not going to SDCC. Although I'm being asked, it feels like every moment. For New York Comic Con, it's going to be, again, wear your Mischief Toys gear to the show. We're going to have some special things going on for people who wear their gear to the show. Last year was really incredible. We had so many booths. Brian Mariotti himself approached me about people wearing their Mischief Toys gear. Living Dead Weekend, we had a lot of people approach us about they saw Mischief Toys gear everywhere. We didn't even do anything special for people there, which we probably should have, but we didn't.
Should have.
But for New York Comic Con, we certainly will. Does that mean a special sale item that you can only buy if you're wearing Mischief Toys gear? Maybe. We'll have more news to come about that as well. New York Comic Con I'm just so excited about it. And Night of Mischief, I'm so excited about. And we are picking a new location to have Night of Mischief. It's going to be way more hardcore than ever. It is going to be, it's going to be mind blowing. It's gonna be mind blowing. I can promise you that.
You guys are gonna be so excited to see what we have. The showpiece, as I like to call it, last year the showpiece was Vampire Ghastly, which was what our booth was inspired by, our merch was inspired by. It was the only figure that you guys saw before the convention actually started. Our showpiece this year is epic. One thing I will say about the piece is that it is something that I personally have never seen it done before. I don't think it has been done before. It is something in relation to something that has been done before, but we're doing it in a completely different and mischievous way, and I think you guys are gonna fucking shit over it. And that's not me like tooting my own horn, that's me wishing that I were a fucking fan so that I could experience it through your guys' eyes for the first time, because I've seen this figure for months and months and months, and I'm like, okay, this is cool and all, but like, how cool would this be to see as a fan? Like, I hate that I'm seeing it from this side. Like, the process is cool and everything, but like, I would collect the fuck out of Mischief Toys stuff, because it's just the things that we do, I'm just so excited for it. I think that it's a standout piece. I think that I have never even heard of us are gonna be like super stoked about this figure.
I honestly can say this without, I'm not tooting our own horn as Mischief Toys. This is going to be the grail piece of the entire show. Like, the entire show. When you're talking about collectibles at New York Comic Con and all the things that you can get the Humdrum Funko stuff, right? And they have their different characters and stuff.
Flash 500 times.
Yeah, like
in
Spider-Man, stuff like that. And it's not a bad thing, because we all love Spider-Man, we all love Flash, we love those characters, and that's fine. But this is something that is completely different and off the beaten path. And I think that what it does is it really, it brings all of Mischief Toys down into like one thing. And I can't explain it, because if I did, then I would give it all away. But just think of an amalgamation of all of Mischief Toys into an item. It's something else. And it's right now in the other room, I keep walking past it, sitting on our counter, our prototype. It's just a beautiful piece, and I'm so excited about it.
It's amazing.
So I'm sorry, I feel like I'm tickling your taints here, and I'm not trying to, but I'm just so excited about what we're going to do, because this year for Mischief Toys has been sort of like, with the manufacturing changes and all the things that we've been going through, it's sort of been a roller coaster. We've been going to these conventions and selling figures there. Not everybody can get them because they're not all going to the conventions. So it's been a little bit different for us. It's not the same thing that we normally would do. But again, that's a good thing, because that's what Mischief Toys is all about. We're learning as we go. We're causing mischief. I really love the direction we're going in, but I think that the tail end of this year is going to be lights, camera, action. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
But as of right now, tonight, this is our new guy that's coming up.
Fritzy Kitsy Ghastly.
Fritzy Kitsy Ghastly.
My favorite. So this guy, again, 235 pieces. He will be coming out with a chance at one of the pins, either the Fritzy Foot pin or the butthole pin. They're both so amazing. It's going to be completely random. It will only be sold as a pin bundle, and it will be $75. So obviously this figure is different, slightly larger than your regular Ghastly. So we're pricing this guy at $60, and the pin is its normal $15. And I am just so excited, not only to have brought this little kitty cat who, I made a post the other day, and I think about this all the time. I'm like, has he ever been loved? Like, I wonder if he's ever been loved.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he ever has. Like, I don't know if he's ever, like, known what it's like to have a safe home. I just don't know. Like, they estimated him between, like, 5 years old and 9 years old. Like, there's not a solid answer. And it makes me so sad to think about. But, like, no matter how old he is, like, I know we've given him more love than any cat's ever experienced in their lifetime in the 1 year that we've had him. And
completely agree.
Not only have we, like, loved him like given him something that he may not have ever had before, but like we made a fucking figure of him. And I just think that's so cool. Like, how many kitty cats are like, you know what? I'm gonna be modeled into something.
That's right.
Like, this is like such a big compliment. This is as big of a compliment as if like your kid best friend, like if you're a kitty cat and like there's a little kid and he's playing with Play-Doh and he like molds you out of Play-Doh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
And I just, like, I don't even think Fritz knows what this is. Like, he's seen it. Obviously, he was in, like, videos and pictures with it. But he's probably like, what the fuck is that thing? And I'm like, dude, it's you.
Yeah, this year has been a lot of, like, really happy moments for our family. Fritzy, and then we had Grassley that, you know, Max, my son, or our son, made. He's actually sitting right here. But, you know, a lot of love and you know, inspiration this year from those around us. So I'm really excited about these two figures. I don't think, do we have Grassleys left or are they gone?
Gone.
Really? They're
Yeah.
gone already, huh? Yeah, Grassley is such a cool figure. Very first flocked figure. I would love to do a kitty cat flocked figure at some point. I think that would be fun.
I think it would be fun. I was really nervous to do flocking on the kitty cat figure because I really wanted to make sure that like you could see all of their features, and I was nervous about like how do they flock spots and how do they flock like, you know, while still seeing the detail. Like on the back, I don't know how well you can see in the video or anything, but it's like wrinkled sort of as if he's actually wearing
the
a
outfit.
costume, which is really cool. So I'm going to show that. You can really notice it like on the back of his head.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's just so much fun. And like on the back of his legs, like it's so freaking cute. I love this figure so much. And yeah, not only am I excited for like a kitty cat Gastly, two of my favorite things in the whole world, Gastly and kitty cats, but I'm excited to donate to Save Cats because I try to donate to them on a pretty regular basis. Like I think it was like earlier this year, I gave them like a Chewy gift card and I sent them like a bunch of, I think they were asking for like food and litter or something. And I sent them like a ton of stuff that they needed. But I'm excited to do something for them in a bigger way.
And we got a sticker with Save Cats on it.
We do. The sticker has Save Cats on it, and I'm very excited about it. I was really nervous. I thought we were going to have to do 2 stickers, which I would be fine with, but we were able to like put it into like the piece count sticker, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Now the one for Valo, the Valo kitty cat, it's going to be 2 stickers. The logo of the place we're donating to for
it's too hard to say.
the Valo kit. Yeah, it's a awkward sized logo.
Gotcha. So I have 2 different stickers on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, so Valo the cat Gastly will come later on down the line. Who knows when. But this will be your week to get Fritzy, Kitsy Gastly, and as Heather mentioned, proceeds are going to go towards Save Cats, helping this lovely organization right here in Maryland, Anne Arundel County. They're great people, great outfit, and really excited that we can do something for them and show them our love and support, and the community show love and support for what they do, because they do a wonderful job, those guys over there.
You know what's funny? I almost considered taking Fritz to Day of Mischief when we like unveiled, like showed the video. But he's such a chill cat, but I was like, being in a room full of that many people, he would get fucked up.
Oh my God! Yeah, you
Could you imagine?
It's like the fireworks going on outside.
He wouldn't even know what to do.
He would lose his damn mind.
So Diego asks, any update on the Pride drop, or did I miss it? So we did give an update, but we're here to answer questions because we know people join late or might come in and out. So our Pride figure was supposed to be here in June, but because of some really weird circumstances, it's not here. I don't have an estimated date of when it will be here. It's been at port for over a month now. So I think the tariff thing had things really weird. And I think what happened is a lot of companies held their stuff at the port so they didn't have to pay the 100+% on tariffs.
Yeah.
And now a bunch of things are like coming in droves. You mentioned issues with our manufacturer. I think it has less to do with that, although it did get out later than we wanted it to because of those issues.
Yeah.
But I still think we would have had this issue regardless. It's just been a nightmare. So no real news on it yet, but we're hoping to bring that to you guys really soon, because I'm like dying to get that out. And speaking of Fritz, hey kitten, come here, baby.
Is he coming in?
Yeah, he came here to join us. He must have heard us talking about him. Come here, baby.
Hey, Fritz Kitsy.
Come here, buddy.
Nick said that we should start a fund for him. It's where you save, the Nick Fund, where you save Nick from Ohio.
Okay, Nick, you willingly moved there. I don't know what you're talking about. Come here, baby.
There he is.
Come here, kitten.
Fritzy the Kitsy. Come on, bud.
Oh,
There he is. Look at this guy.
here he is.
He's a chonker, isn't he?
He's a big kitten.
Yep.
Hi,
He
baby.
looks so angry with you right now.
He's angry with me all the time, but
We
he
don't
loves
care.
me. Aw.
Oh, there he is. He's a big old boy, isn't he?
He is.
There he is. Look, Fritzy. What do you think of this? Look. Take a look.
He doesn't care. He's
Wanna
like,
sniff
what
it?
the fuck
there
is
you
that?
go. Look, he's giving him a little
What
kiss.
is
Give him a
that?
nose kiss.
What is that,
was
Fritzy?
nice. That was nice, Fritzy. Good job, bud. Yeah. So this Thursday, look out for this figure. If you haven't already, Jesus, furs everywhere. Go to mischieftoys.com, sign up for our newsletter while you're there, and go on Instagram and follow us at Mischief Toys. You
There
can learn
he
more.
is.
You can learn all the things about Mischief Toys there. We post videos and photos and everything else in between. And we appreciate all the love and support you have, both for this channel and that. Before we sort of get to an end here, I do want to mention that we will be going live this week,
This Thursday.
with unboxing a bunch of at-home edition Fun Days boxes.
Yes, but we are hoping for a couple of show boxes. Hopefully one person in the mix has a show box.
Yes.
That would be fun.
So my boxes are showing up tomorrow instead of Tuesday, and I was going to move it around because I mean tomorrow instead of Tuesday, and the live's going to take place Thursday, and I was going to move it till tomorrow instead, but it didn't work out. A lot of people couldn't make it because I really want to go Thursday to see Superman, because Superman comes out. But it's not going to work out. I'll probably wait to see Superman over the weekend on Saturday morning or something. That's usually when I go see films, so I'm not kicked, by other people in the back and all that kind of bull crap. But Thursday will be the live, and if you want to be a part of that unboxing, just reach out to us, gastlecast@gmail.com. We're asking that you bring, or that you have boxes that are unopened. I really want to see the excitement. Please don't look up what the boxes contain, although we can't stop you from doing it. We just want to see the excitement from people as they're opening their boxes up. When my box arrives tomorrow, the only thing I'm going to do is check and see if I have a show box in there. That's all I'm going to do. I just want to see if it's in there. If it's in there, great. We'll unbox it that night. I'll let you all know. We'll announce that on Thursday, if I got one or not.
So Lance made a fun comment. He said with over 50 boxes, there's got to be at least one that shows up, since it's 1 in 50 chance.
Hey,
and
there
I
you
just
go.
want to say, Lance, that I love that you know about the game of chance, because your name rhymes with chance.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's pretty brilliant.
You're all about the chances.
Good, yeah. Nick wishes good luck. Love kitties. I got 10. Wow.
Aw, lucky you. I
Oh
want
my
10
God.
kitty cats. I wish I could clone Fritz 10 times.
I know.
He is like the perfect kitty cat.
He's a good dude. Heather's
He's the
always trying to
best
bring
dude.
these cats from outside in.
No.
There's a kitty cat outside that she wants to bring in right now.
I don't. She's made for the outdoor life. I just
True.
know what the outdoors did to Fritz, and I just don't want that to happen to other kitty cats, but you can't prevent it. You can't save every cat.
It's hard.
I wish I could.
It's really tough. Oh my God, I finally catch a live with you guys. Oh my God, hello. Thank you for being here. And
Hi.
yes, we are live. We are live.
It's
We're reading
me,
your comment.
Chris, and Fritz.
And Fritzy Kitsy. We're all here. The whole gang's here. No Valo though, no Max.
No, Valo does not like to be in front of the camera, and Max does not like to be in front of the camera when there are video games happening elsewhere.
That's true. Otherwise, he loves to be in front of the camera. He loves opening up Hot Toys, which we got to do a lot of. What I do want to say is that the Fun Days Box of Fun, the at home and at show editions, fantastic seeing people share all that information about all the different figures and what's in the boxes. I also loved seeing the community get together and talk about the event itself that was taking place in LA or Hollywood, which was really great. It's fun to see the whole community come together, and we were basically making videos while we were away, really kind of
Shitty?
just, I wouldn't say shitty, but just sort of like off the cuff. Just discussing like our thoughts of what was going on and all that kind of stuff. Got a lot of great feedback from those videos, so thank you for that. A lot of one of the influencers reached out. We talked to an influencer quite often over that week who actually went there to the event. So a big shout out to all the influencers who were at the event. I know some of them got some hate and all that kind of stuff, but as far as I'm concerned, look. They're working with Funko. I think it's great. I think they have their place in the world, and their place in the world is to work with Funko, be there, be sort of hosts when they can be, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Heather and I aren't that. We are so far different. I want to say that we're sort of the punk version of the Funko influencer. We're more about the community, and I'm not saying these other guys aren't. I'm just saying that we're more about community and being very opinionated. We like to be opinionated, and we like to make change. We like to make waves when we can, and we know that these companies do listen to us because they reach out to us a lot.
Yeah.
And Funko themselves have reached out to us, and we actually had a video chat with Funko and talked to them about a bunch of different things, and they were very nice. I had a couple of things that they said. They called us cringe at one point, which really bothered me. But and we had the conversation about that. But what they were really saying was they were cringing at the fact that some of the information that we're sharing, I guess they don't really want us to say some of these things, and also we don't have all of the correct facts. But that's just how a news organization like us operate.
I mean, if they want to give us facts, then we can report on the facts. But I'm not gonna suck their pee-pees just to get facts. That's ridiculous.
Right. But we are given information by other people in the world of Funko, be it collectors or people who used to work for them, or maybe people who do work for them and they're on the inside. They share data with us, and then we bring that data to you. Like it or not, hate us or love us, that's what we do here on the Gastlecast, bro. That's how we rock out.
Kate's here! Kate, I think I told you, but both Fritz and Valo are in love with the horror toys. You know what ones I'm talking about, right?
The knife,
the
right?
little knives and axes. Yeah. So Kate got us these little catnip toys. There's like a knife, there's an axe. I think there might be like a butcher knife. I think it was like 4 or 5 of these little kitty cat toys. They love them so much.
Beauty is Everything said, got a tissue and hair on the head of one of her Freddies, but the outside brown box was sealed.
Oh my.
So it sounds like Funko is putting little pieces inside them boxes. That's pretty wild.
Well, what's funny is your Fritz Gastlecast might come with a couple pieces of Fritz hair, because in case you do not see all of the hair flying around, there is plenty of hair flying around.
Yep.
It's
No, not
crazy.
on me. Not on me, Heather.
It's obscene, the
God,
amount that this kitty
disgusting.
cat sheds.
Oh my God. Can you get a brush?
I brushed him this morning.
Oh my God.
He's got too much. You got too much fur, Fritzy Kate.
Look at him. He knows you're talking to him.
Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm. He's a very personable cat. Like, I don't know, it seems like he understands you. It's really weird.
Yeah, my sister came over. My sister's met him like once or twice. And she lives in a completely different state. She only comes home a couple times a year. And when she walked in, she started petting Fritz. And, like, he's just so like, he loves everybody. And he sat down next to her, and she's like, "Aw, Fritz, you remember me?" And I'm like, I don't know if he remembers you. He treats everybody that way. Like, he will protect you at all costs.
Yep.
He'll just lay down for you. He wants to be pet. He wants to play. He is just the best dude.
He is such a good cat.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we made this figure. It makes me happy that
Same.
we did it. Matchbox isn't there. Hope it gets there soon, buddy. Hope it gets there soon. I know mine comes in tomorrow, or it said Tuesday originally, but I guess tomorrow it's showing up. Just clean my tower. So much fur. Yeah, that's how it happens right here.
They don't like the tower. Like, the only thing he does with the tower is he will scratch his scratching post on the tower. So there's a top of the tower. It's a really small tower. But the top of it is like a little kitty cat bed. And I leave their toys there because I don't want toys everywhere, and they never lay in it. So I just decided that's like their toy box. Vallo will go up and pull toys out of there.
Huh.
Have you ever seen him do that?
No.
It's so cute. He actually pulled the knife that Kate got down from there last time I saw him do it.
Well, I don't know if Lupa V90 is talking about a tower like that or a computer tower. Because
Just clean my cat's tower.
Oh, the cat's tower. Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
going to say because you can get like fur all up inside your computer too.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. I clean the return vents. I have to Swiffer them every single week.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it gets great. He looks so fluffy. He really is. He's such a good kitty cat.
He is.
He's a fluffy little kid.
His fur was like, it was like, I can't say greasy because it wasn't greasy, but it was like, it just looked completely, it was like dirty, obviously, but it was sort of like matted down. Like, it wasn't matted, but it was like down. And ever since he's been inside and cleaned himself up, I never gave him a bath. He just cleaned himself up.
He just loves you so much. He just loves you so much. Look at him. He was always looking at you. He just appreciates you. I think he just knows everything you did for him.
He knows we're bros.
And he's really thankful for that. You could tell.
Don't make me cry.
He's a very thankful kitten. He's very thankful for all the things that you did. You used to wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and go outside with him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane. Heather's like, I heard him on the cat. She's waking me up too. Shaking the bed around. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I think Fritzy's outside. I gotta go check it out. I was like, what? It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Heather's downstairs. You see it on the camera. In that video that I created, those videos are from when Heather was out there at night. And I was downloading them because I wanted to capture you doing all of that. Because originally I was going to make like a TikTok or like an account that was specific to Fritz and just post new things all the time about how we, we're getting him acclimated to the household or bringing him in. And I was going to do like a story thing on there, but never got around to it. So instead we made this, which I think came out really good. It is sad sounding. It has a very sad song, but
yeah.
But I don't know. It fits the mood as far as I'm concerned about what we did with him and how we brought him in. And he's such a sweet kitty cat. And Fritzy Kitsy. Well, so we've gone on a long time. I really need another vacation at this point. I'm so tired. The trip that we went on was lovely, but boy, I could use like a whole week just to rest and relax and sleep, but I can't. I have to go back to real life tomorrow and work.
I wish that we could just like travel around and not have to have a home.
I really want to just move to Georgia because
Same.
I love Georgia so much. The only thing that keeps me here really at this point is my family, but I love Georgia and I wish I could just be there all the time. I feel at home when I'm there.
Same. I love it there so much. What if we got an RV and just traveled the country, but like we stayed at different hotels, but like in between.
If you get an RV, you don't stay at a hotel. You stay at the RV.
Well, that's good, but like we could still stay in a hotel once in a while. Like we could travel around and like we could like maybe stay in a hotel if one looks really cool, and then sleep in an RV like in between.
So you literally are bringing this show on the road,
Yeah.
as people would say. Where would all my Hot Toys go, especially my DeLorean?
Why do you need things?
Because I need my DeLorean.
We take Fritzy, we take Valo. That's it.
Can you imagine living in an RV with these two shit pissers? That would be unbelievable. You know that. I mean, I love them both to death, but Valo, he's so old now, he doesn't even know where he's peeing. He just pees everywhere.
No, he doesn't. He peed by the front door like 6 times.
Yeah, I know. I felt bad for him. He's
Me too.
elderly.
He is.
He looks young, though. You ever look at him? His face? He has a young-looking face.
He does have a young face, but his body, you can definitely tell he's older.
Oh,
'cause
when he's standing up, he looks like he's hurting. Oh, I feel so bad for him. You know, I remember getting him on the first day. He was inside the little box, you know, the cardboard boxes.
Oh.
It had, like, the breathing holes.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Violet were in there, and all they did was meow the whole time.
Were they in there together? Aww.
Yeah, because they were brother and sister. But they're in there meowing the whole way back to, like, my apartment back then. And I'll never forget that. And I got them back there, and they got into bed with me, and the entire night all they did was attack my feet. It was annoyed the crap out of me, and it went on for months. And then eventually they stopped, and, you know, they just were not like this. They've never been this personable. Like, Valo would lay with me, but not like this.
Yeah.
Valo likes to lay around me, not on me.
Yeah.
And that's what Fritzy does. He lays right on you like a big old... It's like you're a tree to a jaguar.
Yeah.
Got them tree legs.
Yep.
Okay.
He likes to lay between us, and then for whatever reason he'll climb on top of me at like 2 in the morning usually, and he will fit his fat ass in this much bed.
Yep. He loves it.
On the other side.
He loves it. He says, "Sign me up for more, Heather. I want to do it. Let's go. Let's sleep, bro." Okay. Look, everybody, thank you so much. We will be doing that unboxing this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
But
all of the Fun Days boxes will be unboxed, and Fritz Kids of Gastlecast will be up for sale on MischiefToys.com.
8 hours before at 12 noon Eastern. So make sure you go to MischiefToys.com and get your Fritz Gastlecast. It comes with a chance of these 2 amazing pins. One of them is the way Fritz sits because he has a bad leg. The other one is the way Fritz licks because he loves licking his butthole.
I like he has a picture behind him on the wall.
Yeah, it has a Fritzy picture.
Isn't that cool?
He did
And
such a good job.
there is the Fritzy figure. And he's sweet. And he even has a tail. How about that? Such a cool figure. Get yours this Thursday. And then at night you can hang out with us and we can watch, and you can watch us unbox all the boxes. Again, if you want to be a part of that live unboxing, email gastlecast@gmail.com. I have a feeling a lot of people just wanted to open their boxes, and I totally get that. But if you still have some that are closed and you don't know what's inside, reach out and we'll add you to the list. I'm totally cool with adding more names, and we'll just go on for a couple hours and have a good time. We always have a good time there. So come and join us. You guys are awesome. We love you so much. More information to come soon about the Mischief in the Making. I'm going to show these 2 promos before we cut out. And you can stick around and watch them, or you just don't have to. Whatever you want to do. It's your life. I'm not telling you what to do with your life. You do what you want. But these 2 promos, one is Mischief in the Making, and one is about Fritz Kids of Gastlecast that'll be going up for sale this Thursday. Be good to each other. Have a great week. Love one another. That's what we should be telling people. Love one another. We're in a crazy world.
We are. You sound like Julie Chen.
Doesn't
she say that?
I think she does. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, everybody right now, lately the world's been crazy. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as we're there for each other and we love each other and we lean on each other during really wild times, that's what matters. Community matters right now.
Yeah.
So let's love each other and be a part of this mischievous community.
And you know what's good is bringing laughs to people.
Yes.
And so my best suggestion is to stay farting.
There you go. Stay farting, bros. Okay, here we go. Love you all.
Hi again. It's me, your narrator. I have a very special announcement that I'm sure all you Mischief Toys followers will love. If you've ever felt like turning your hand to creating a Mischief Toys figure, now is your chance. It is with the greatest pleasure that I introduce to you Mischief in the Making, a Mischief Toys Patreon. Are you ready to be a maker of mischief? If so, it's time to band together with your fellow devotees, channel your demonic forces, and create a brand new Mischief Toys character. Perhaps a glow-in-the-dark purple skeleton Ghastly, or a tastefully blood-spattered Mortem. The choice is yours to make. This figure will be limited to the amount of patrons, and there may even be 2 variants of the same figure. As an added bonus, the names of Mischief Toys makers will be printed in perpetuity on the inside of the box, thus demonstrating to the world that you have created a Mischief Toys figure. Imagine the fame, the glory. So, are you ready to play your part in Mischief in the Making? Coming in 2025.
He arrived at our back door wounded. I needed to help him. He was skinny, he was frail, and he could use a good meal, and perhaps a good brushing. I reached out to a local nonprofit who helped with his wound care and neutered him. They released him back into our backyard because it was his home. He hissed at us and ran off, and we thought we'd never see him again. But after a few days, he came back. I fed him and I gave him water. After a little while, he started coming closer to me. I was eventually able to pet him and brush him. I gave him treats. I tried to play with him, but he wasn't comfortable enough with me to let go. We called him Fritz because he was on the Fritz when we met him. But don't worry, this story gets better. He learned our schedules. He would wait for us to greet him when we got up and say goodnight before we went to bed. He just wanted to be loved, but we knew it had to be on his terms. Finally, one day, he passed the threshold and joined our family. After his first vet visit, we learned that he had a poor bill of health. It was a long road, but we fixed him up. Now he's healthy, he's happy, and he has a family who loves him. And he even plays a lot. From the rough streets to our bed sheets, Fritz is finally home. We were inspired by him, his trust, his perseverance, his love. So we decided to make Fritz Ghastly. Proceeds from the sale of Fritz Ghastly will go to the organization who helped us in the beginning called Save Cats of Anne Arundel County. They helped bring him back to good health, and we took care of the rest. We are so grateful for them. Fritz Ghastly, coming soon.